Hello everyone, bringing you a video today looking at this. Now this is an early issue Mark II steel helmet, the Mark II of course being the ubiquitous helmet issued to the majority of British forces during the Second World War. Obviously there were also specialist helmets for airborne forces, for dispatch riders, armoured vehicle crews and so forth, and then of course the Mark III latterly being introduced. But the Mark II is by and large the most commonly issued steel helmet for British troops during the Second World War, even on the introduction of the Mark III. And this is an early example, as I say, it's as it came to me, it's not been mucked about with, it has the original liner, the original fixtures and fittings and so forth. So we'll get into the main part of the video now and talk about the bits and pieces which make this an early, or identify this as an early Mark II.
So looking at this in more detail, one of the first features which is distinctive and which I'll make mention of here is the Mark I securing screw. This was used with both the Mark II as we have here and the Mark I Star. The Mark I Star, of course, being modifications of the Mark I helmet, which dates back to the Great War, with a new liner and a new chin strap. And you'll see as we look at the Mark II here in more detail, a lot of the components are actually given their own mark designation to differentiate them from the components that have been used with the Mark I Star. But the Mark I securing screw is a component that was used with both. So we'll turn this over now and we'll have a look at the lining. And by the way, you get an idea of the paint colour here. As you can see, this is an original paint, so that will give you an idea there of the finish. We have inside Mark II securing lugs for the chin strap. I'll bring one of those up to the camera. This one has the date on, I believe, and hopefully it'll get to focus here. (1938), and you can see the design there, hopefully clearly enough, is a metal plate with a notch cut out of it and then bent over in order to form that lug. As you can see there, I don't want to take the chin strap off. This is the original chin strap to this helmet. I'll have this to focus again, and unfortunately it has been damaged. Now the chin strap is a Mark II chin strap, differentiated from that used with the Mark I Star, in that it has small brass rings to attach to the lugs at each end, but otherwise very, very similar. The ones used with the Mark I Star had a larger square ring at the end, the Mark I chin strap. And these have two springs on each side, contained within this khaki drill cloth. This one has in fact broken, but it does show, you can see the end of the spring where it would have been attached to the ring on the chin strap there. And you can just see at this other end, it's actually one of them, the cloth is pulled back. You can see the spring slightly. Fine, bring that up to the camera here. Perhaps you can see in there, I don't know, not particularly clear. But the chin strap is given its elasticity by actually having two metal springs encased in there, and then obviously you have the buckle here. That's the Mark II chin strap. And then the liner itself is an interesting design. This is the Mark I liner, as I say, common to this and the Mark I Star. You have an oval rubber pad, and this has unfortunately gone hard over the years. It's deteriorated, and this is riveted into the liner. You can see the rivets here. So the liner, if I peel, a little difficult to see, you can see here the fibre piece here. There's a cross section in the centre. I say, as this is all together, I don't want to disassemble this, but you can see there's a cross piece here, a cross piece there, and then you've got rubber buffers around the edge, and then this cloth lining. And this pad is really what changes. There are other variations of these. I sometimes see them with red fibre used to manufacture the liner as opposed to black, but the Mark II introduces a cross piece rubber pad rather than this oval shape. You can also see the inner, the nut on the Mark I securing screw here, which is a large round nut on the inside of the liner there. So these are the features which are present on the earliest productions of Mark II helmet. As production progressed through the war, you would see changes in production. You'd see changes to the securing lugs, the liner, the chin strap and the securing nut. The helmet shell itself stays the same, apart from obviously finish, which varies depending on which service is using it, and both military and civil. And also you see some which aren't just painted, they sometimes have a textured finish to them as well. And if we just look here, A final thing to look at here is the marking on the rim of the helmet here, as you can see. So we have the date there of 1938 and then the WD War Department stamp, which is rather nice and very clear there. So this isn't the best condition Mark II, early Mark II helmet. Obviously it's had a hard life, it's lost quite a bit of its paint on the top here, but it's nevertheless nice to have an example that's in original condition with its own original liner and the original chin strap, even if that chin strap is damaged. And obviously that just runs over the features of an early production Mark II steel helmet.
So there we are. Hopefully that's been of interest to people. I thought this would make something of an adjunct to the previous videos I've made looking at the basics of British Army kit for Northwest Europe. Obviously the Mark II was worn all over the place, so this isn't specific to Northwest Europe. But looking at that kit, perhaps if you're getting into reenacting, this gives you an idea of what you're looking for should you want an early war helmet. And of course, there's nothing to say that an early production Mark II or a Mark II with early fittings, as we've discussed in the video, wouldn't be issued later on. So it would carry you right the way through in that regard. It means you can cover earlier periods as well, but it wouldn't be incorrect to wear it later on. It wouldn't be incorrect to wear a helmet with these early fixtures and fittings later on as well. Hopefully you found it interesting. As I say, if you have and you'd like to see more from the channel, please do consider subscribing if you haven't already. And whether you're newly subscribing or you've previously subscribed, please do make sure you hit the little bell, little notification button down below. And that will of course alert you when I upload future videos. If you really like my uploads and you would like to support the channel, you can. Patreon and PayPal are both linked down below. And a massive thank you as ever to everybody who supports the channel using those two methods. Thank you all very much indeed. If you'd like to follow the channel on social media, you can. Facebook, Instagram and Twitter are all linked down below. And as ever, if you'd like to get in touch but you don't really use social media, there is of course an email address down there as well. But that's everything for this video. So until next time, bye for now.